love them keys. I love those keys. Not just because I did it, but because they're really good. Peace, 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 magicians. It's your man, Science Fiction. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. I'm actually gonna test that theory. Peace to Sam. Thank you for joining. Peace to Dirt. I see y'all in the chat. I think you can hear me. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I got everything set up and working. Glad to see you. Glad everybody's here, doing well, joining me. I don't need those on. Thank you for tapping in. So I'm starting it nice and easy, getting back into the swing of things with the streaming. Got Studio One set up. It's been a long time, so I'm like working off the rust, but starting with an easy topic. Of course, there's always a lot of producers here, and I love when y'all share your ideas. So my idea for today, we're starting to build a beat from just one idea, something nice and easy, and keep the ideas coming because I like being thrown curveballs. Pause. So I'm gonna work it out like this. If I'm starting, I like to mix it up. I used to always start with drums, then I started getting into like obsessing over chord progressions because I didn't understand them at first. But also melodies. Melodies were at one point tearing me up because I was trying to mix and match samples and stuff like that, and then they come with their own melodies or chords and a host of problems. So I have hit you with them sultry chords. You know how I do, Sam. I could easily start with that. I don't know if I want to, but I might. Retrospective record. Yo, Live had this first, so we pay homage. Give credit where credit is due. But Studio One will take the feature and make it better. Let me not say it's better than live. Live is dope, but I'm sticking with my DAW of choice, Studio One. For all those who are new here, we're gonna stick in the DAW that matters the most. I'm looking for the one button that I don't see. Scale, yeah. So sometimes you can lock scale mode. Chord progressions sometimes. I don't know if I really want these chords. We're just gonna see. So this is a saxophone by Sound Paint. I probably need to. So process. I want to make sure that these chords sound good so I can build on top of them. This is my performance monitor. I might mess around with that. If you hear clicks, it's one of the reasons that I start messing around in that. I cut off all the intensive plugins because I do have a lot open. Just to make sure this sounds right, I'm first lining it up because if I'm using... these notes will get a little crazy. I was saying again... A couple of the guys were like, yo, you got a sponsorship yet? No. I just really like the instruments. It sounds like it's coming overwhelmingly from the left. And I don't remember panning it like that, so that's throwing me off. That plus my neighbors are watching like the Avengers or something. And they're nice and loud downstairs. Yeah, so I don't know like if it matters for you to see it, but it was panned all the way to the left. I was right. So I'm gonna start with those. We'll get a chord progression going. I'm not sure what the numbers are. I normally just play by feeling, you know what I mean? I'm using the MPC key. I'm gonna start making beats with it. Dirt, I saw you wanted to join with the challenge. We're gonna do 30 beats by April 30th. So I'm gonna just be using the MPC key, but right now it's just my MIDI controller. But I'm getting acclimated to this. There's a lot going on in the machine. It's a different layout, obviously, than the live. So dealing with all these extra buttons, I'm happy to have them, but I'm not really familiar. Let me throw this on mute. Where we at in console? I just put you here. So. So. Bang, we got a couple chords. I'm doing this for beginners and advanced. So let me start over. I went out of the scale. When you start with chords, you want to make sure that the feel is right. So I personally don't need to stay in the scale because I know how to bring it back if I go out of the scale. What I mean by that is diatonic chords are all of the notes that are within the scale, right? When you say you're singing or you're performing in a key, you're going to stay in that scale for the most part. At least your root notes are going to stay there, but you might add in some of the extra flavor notes just to get it, just to get the people going. But just I'm saying, let's say we're in C minor. Um, Horns VST. That is, these are saxophones from SoundPaint, and I just talked about them in the last stream. You could join the Discord if you want. I'll send a link. I don't mind giving them free promotion because it's a new it's a new technology. They're dealing with their own proprietary sample format, and then you can use their editor to build your own instruments. Obviously, why it caught my ear. I'm a sound designer, but they come with really nice effects. If you want to, you can just go through their effects list and see what they offer. But obviously, you have your compressor. Not obviously, you have a compressor, EQ, delay, reverb, bit crush. It's like the staples and then some. So I'm not gonna mess around with these right now. But like I said, delay, distortion. I mean, analog versus digital distortion, EQ, of course, filter, reverb. They have a shimmer, which I really love, and a bunch of others. So if you want, you can go ahead and download it for free. Yeah, like this has a plate reverb on it, just to show the difference. Yeah, I like it. You like it. Our grandmamas probably like it. So I'm gonna mess with that first. This will be the chord bed, and then we'll maybe mess around with the flute for like the melody. So starting from the beginning, chords. We lay down. Well, you see, it's hard for me to not go deeper. That's what she said. So if I'm going to talk about the chords, I need to talk about the roots, right? So we're starting with a C. I'd like to drop down to D minor right from there. And D minor is not, what's the one I want to say? Yeah, there's an A in it. So there's a non-diatonic note. That means it's out of the scale per se. But it sounds good, so I'm gonna do it anyway. But of course, I was saying I'm staying inside of the key. The D, the root, is still within the key since it's a part of the scale. It's just the chord. I'm throwing extra notes in there, so to speak. And then we drop down to what an F. Now we go to E minor, right? So that's basically the movement, right? But because I added an extra note to make, we jump out of the scale. We're still in the key. So I like the feel. I'm gonna leave it just like this, and then we're gonna go into. We could lay down our beat, get some rhythm. So we'll do it like that. I want to take these and put them right to the end. Um, bang. No, no, didn't do that right. Didn't do it right at all. We need to do it like that and like that. No, 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 that's not right. Quarter. Act like I know what I'm doing. All right, so boom. We have our chords and we want to take these chords and get a melody going. Yo, yo, yo. Kid, a great low spot. I appreciate y'all for joining. We're just talking about how to build a beat off of one idea. So my idea was just to go with the chords, get a feeling. We got the mood. Now I want to get the groove. So I'm gonna leave this playing and then I'll mess around with the drums just to get something simple going. Why they drop off like that? Speaking again about SoundPay, they have polyphonic and monophonic legato. Right. Hey, looking at the legato time, right? If you're like me, you're not a master, you don't have the chops on the keys, and if it takes you a little longer to go from one chord to the next, you can increase the legato time, and it works for both polyphonic and monophonic. So if I was gonna go from like say C to D, right, it's not gonna catch it. So if say I increase this to a second, which is ridiculous, I'm not gonna do it like that, but I'd say I did. Hopefully you can hear it. And hopefully you can hear me. These tails are long, so I know because I'm compressing my audio. Let me know if you can't hear me. It's like, yeah, it is slow. I figured. Kia, see? Dirt. Yeah, the drums are coming. So because this tail is long, and maybe like if it gets to be too much of a problem, tell me and I'll change my settings. I'll put my headphones on. I'm hot and I don't feel like it, but you're going to be able to increase the legato time to match whatever your play style is. Because I'm going to be playing a little bit slower, let's say I'll leave it at a quarter of a second. But it should allow me to move from these chords to the next each without cutting off. I don't know why exactly that happened. I don't specifically know why that happened, but I realize if you're doing polyphonic, well, anyway, if you're just using legato, it doesn't matter if it's monophonic or polyphonic. If you're going to play it out with each of these notes transitioning into another, they're giving you what they consider to be more realistic play styles, and people can't hold their breath forever. Not everybody can do that cyclical breathing with the woodwinds. But if that's the case, I might want to change this and add another chord, right? I could. I could. Maybe. Like, grab 'em all over. And I don't want the end. We'll just quantize like that. So maybe it'll stop early, but whatever. I got chords. I'm gonna move on to les drums. I might have to go to the headphones. Yeah, it's hot, and I don't have the AC set up or nothing. All right. So while I'm doing this, no. All right. I changed the scale. That wasn't tight. wasn't tight. Yeah, I'm going to leave it and fix my mic, and I'll be right back. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You're right. 1 2 1 2 1 2. That sounds a lot better. All right, cool. The mic checking has happened. Thanks again to everybody that is with me. So yeah, I need that to resolve a little. I need that resolved differently. Chords. We start with the chords. Make reads, struggle beats, peace, peace or dwick. I'm in my headphones now, yeah, Kia, so we're good. Back to the chords. I needed to resolve a little bit differently, and why don't I? If we're already down there, how does that work? Short? Does it? I don't know if I feel like it. It can work as a short, like a short low transition. Well, anyway, we could duplicate that and figure that out. So anyway, back to getting my simple idea, my simple chords, which really can start from just a note. If I like that, I'll leave it. And you, I'll bring you up, and you. We'll move over here, leave a little gap. That would leave me with yeah, why not? If I wanted to, I could cheat, but just because we are talking about getting one idea off at a time, I want to play it in. Let's go. Turn on Superior Drummer, which if you wanted to, let's mute those. You can play. I'm not there. That's not all. It's set to my drums in the back. All inputs. Thank you. At the top. So you can play it in. Of course, like I said, we're keeping it simple. I'm not sure that I need to once we start getting deep in it, but regular, let's say hip hop beats, kick, snare. I'm at 140 beats per minute. That's not at all what y'all know what I make. Let's tap the tempo to find out what I really want. How many is it gonna take? All right, drop this, make it a lot. Oops. Can y'all do what I want you to do, please? Thank you. Drag these chords over. Bang. Unmute that, please. I thought I did that. That's not sounding good. So, like I was saying, I was gonna mess around with this. Move that, please. Window here, cause I don't like the latency. So you see that 63 milliseconds. When I press it, it's supposed to hit. You know what I mean? Drums are gonna kill me with that. What I'll do is I'm just gonna disable them. We'll get back to enabling them. See, so much faster. Yes, it is stacked. Yo, so Dwick, here's how it goes for me. I know what I like and I want what I like. So I keep it around. I got everything in the buses. Everything is nice and beefy the way I like it. So pause. I can just grab whatever comes to mind because I don't want to have to search over here in the list for whatever plugins I want. You know what's whack? How come my bank ain't showing up the way I want it to? I don't like that. All right, it's a throwback. We're gonna use the Atom. Cool, I like it. So I'm gonna leave this on loop and try to record some drums and who changed the bank on me? I think it's because it started giving me a part. Like we you didn't see, but we all saw me playing. Where did the toms come from? Okay, maybe that was my fault. Got it. All right, so we undo that. I'm gonna take it right here. Thank you for bearing with me. So I'm gonna switch those around. I wanted that to be my snare. Thank you. Easy as just pressing the arrow. And I wanted that side stick to, why would you do that? Really? So it's just gonna make it disappear. I never use this. That's one reason why. I don't have time to look for how to bring that window back. I just wanted some sloppy drums. Kick, snare, hat. I got a nice little what do you call it, grace note for the extra kick. They're nice and sloppy, right? I need to convert this. I'd rather my part look like No, wait. I should be able to do this here, right? There once was a button right there. All right, so I was a little early and a little late in the beginning. Don't ask. How come I don't see that? Where is that button? Thank you. That's all the way up at the E. That'll work, right? Yeah. Cool. Dirt, why is this making you appreciate Ableton? You know what? I have Ableton, and I was like, oh, I want to learn it. I didn't get a push. So I was like, I know I'm going to want to learn it with the push. That hardware does make it easier to get the ideas out. But it's all about workflow, and I know my shortcuts with Studio One. Because I switched this, and the MPC key I haven't figured out because I didn't try yet. To play in with the pads, I normally will finger drum things in. I have the Atom. I brought that back out. I was using the machine for that. There's a lot going on, but since I rearranged everything in my real life template, I got a ways to go before I learn it and get settled again. But thank y'all for joining me again. Like, I'm back from a very, very long hiatus, and I appreciate y'all rocking with me. So we got our chords. So we got some simple drums. I want to get a nice little bass line to go with this. So you could easily map your bass line again. For any beginners that are watching, I know I got a lot of veterans who make some dope music in the chat. But let's just copy this and go back up. Let's say we want to use Ample J bass, a nice little electric bass. One of my favorites, just showing because I know some people will ask. It has a beautiful tone. Let's come back here, paste that. And what I will do is build an easy, very easy bass off of these notes. So I'm gonna mute all of those note events and then get our groove going with first, I'll say it like this. If you're using Studio One, you could map your chords. My shortcut is Command Shift C. Boom, from my chords, I got all the notes that I'm using right now. Which is partially a lie right there. This is not a C minor. This is, well, what I would say. What is this? What is the? It's a flat seventh. Is that the diminished? Yeah, I'm gonna go with no dominant. I'm not gonna even act like I know what I'm talking about. The seventh is flat though. Yeah, that's dominant, right? Because that's what the dominant fifth. Yeah, the G would be in the C. Never mind, because I'm doing the music theory thing, and we're supposed to be keeping it simple. So boom, this is a lie, but whatever, because I know I could just use the A. So I'm going to I could just map these, but I'm just going to grab the notes that are the root. That's the... So what I did, that's okay. If you also use Studio One, this is a funky one. If you grab the notes, the chord will show up down in selected chord, down here. So since it's saying A, we're going to go with A. Boom. This is how you cheat, though. Learn your DAW. This is my E minor, and then see. Because they're bass notes, I'm just going to drag them down. And then what we want this to be. Did we say we were going to use the G or the A? I think we said A. So I'm not sure if this will allow me to go deeper. Nah, it's not. What we're going to do now is unmute these notes. Right? So they sound like they go along with this. So what I also like to do when I'm doing the bass is match it with the drums, because the bass and the drums, they lock in the rest of the band. If you ever go to a live show, you should watch them. Just pay attention to them. But either one of them could really be the driving metronome for the band to follow. Most of them, they're not playing with a click on stage, right? And I'm saying all this because we like music that sounds good. Most good music is going to sound good to us because it sounds, I'm gonna say natural, real, or like what we would expect to hear. And normally we're listening to music that's older, growing up and saying that music sounded dope. I want more music that sounds like that. And older bands used to use more acoustic instruments. If you are fortunate enough to go to a live show, you'll see a few people still using acoustic or electric versions, but they're playing regardless. And if a person is playing the instrument, that means it's not going to be locked into any type of grid. It's not quantized. The person's feelings come out through this instrument, and their feelings change just like ours all do. And you get this groove that feels good to you because it feels natural, feels like a person. It's a person's story. It's a person's emotions. You can smell the emotion from the stage. But doing so allows you to get something that feels natural because it is. And we juxtapose that to something that feels unnatural, like the grid. So what I'm going to do after saying all of that is just like slightly shift. Let's go up here, SD1. Slightly shift my bass notes to match the percussion. And you see how that kick was just a little early? That I felt immediately. The bass was just like, just a little unnatural, just a little stank. I didn't like it. Not stank in the good way. We wanted to stank, but it didn't stank right. Automatically feels so much better. It was a little earlier than that. Like you don't need to, crucify me for it, but it feels better. So we could go one of two ways. Because that hat is early, we could test it. It's a beautiful thing. You can make mistakes, or you could do something that you don't like and change it. I likes it. And what I think I want to do, if I, because you got different articulations, depending on how you strum this, the velocity, or you could just use the key switches, which I'm not really going to do. All right. That was too hard. So the bass, to make it sound more natural, or make it sound better, I just want these notes to kind of glide into the next chord first. That's not the right way I want to say that, but you should know what I mean. I'm going to fill these gaps. I remember Sir Dwicky was talking about why is the piano roll drum rack dumb? Because it looks different from what we're used to. I always stay in the piano roll. That drum pattern, I never liked it. It looks like a sequencer that you would find on other machines. Like I remember back in the day, like that DR55, the rolling joint. That's what I associate those sequencers with, and I didn't really like that because if you notice, I like to play stuff in, and it looks a lot cleaner. When you're using the, let me say, actually, it falls on the grid better or off the grid better when you're playing it into the piano roll. I didn't ask for that pattern, but it works for some people. I've seen CMP using it, so if they like it, I love it. It just ain't for me. Kind of forgot where I was going before that, but Sir Dwick was talking about learning the bass and saying that you have to like stop the note. And it made me pay attention to how people play the bass. They don't always play like the whole chord, they play whatever I guess feels right. But it does like that. You have to be intentional when you stop the note. And it made me think about, okay, when do I want to? Like maybe I'll stop it with the hat, right? Or maybe I won't. But whatever the case is, like just being intentional with the beginning and start and everything. Boom, we like that. So what I'm gonna do is duplicate that part, and then I'm gonna change it a little bit, right? This here can disappear. Right? So we got a nice little groovy bass. Just sounded so forceful. Move it back a little bit. The grace note for me should be a little bit quieter. And then y'all might see I'm just adding a little extra grace note in between the chords to make the notes flow a little smoother. You know what I mean? So nice and simple, like I said. So we got chords, we got bass, we got drums and rhythm, and now we want a little skinny melody, right? A little top line, as they say. So I'm gonna duplicate that. We got our chords, right? And then what I said, we want to use flutes. I don't know what I want to use. I could use a synthesizer, right? Or I could find my Rhodes. I like that. That sounds cool. Okay, so why don't we put it here? let's wrap up here. Um, Another thing, because I'm trying to make sure that this is digestible to the beginners. If I'm playing around with the bass, I'm gonna make sure that's the lowest part of the song as far as frequency range, the spectrum. I throw my chords in. I normally keep them like mid range, and then the melody you want to have in a higher range, kind of like a drum set. You got your bass, kick, you got your toms and snare in the middle, and then like your hats and cymbals, crash, all that up top, so nothing gets crowded, so it's not muddy. Because if everything was playing in the center, you wouldn't be able to hear it properly. Did I come out this far? No, I did not. Bet you I can't cheat because I was playing around and playing too many notes. Where am I anyway? Yeah, because I like that. I like that a little bit. Which is fine because I can do it again. So, all of my friends, we play it again. Right? That was close. Probably wasn't it, but it's cool. What am I doing there? Be-do beat. We don't want that. Be-do beat. Are you gonna hold that the whole time? Maybe. You know what I'm gonna do? Also cheat. Get a reference for these chords. Over here. Bang. Throw another riff under this. Why you do? Put my notes there. So, Give me back. I'm holding that. Does that make sense? Yeah, probably will. Yeah. That's way too loud, right? Velocity. And then we repeat, but obviously a little different. I mean, obvious to me because I'm the one making it. Maybe not obvious to you. So we could do a similar melody. Come in with a chord, right? So if I was like, what I guess our fifth is, yeah. remind myself, like I know that I does this. Don't ever do anything while Studio One is playing, or it will crash on you. I wanted to hear this out loud. Boom, I'm talking. Yeah. Y'all ever been making something and then you get whatever you wanted out? It sound right, but it sound like it's out of time. Like bar 3 should be bar 4 should be bar 3. Something like that. I'm going to listen to it again. Jayon, peace and welcome. Appreciate you for joining. We just running through how to take one idea and turn it into a beat. I don't know what that means. Do I have a 6? Which 6 are you talking about? Like a Prophet? Obi 6? I have a Prophet X. I don't have the Prophet 6. Boom. Yeah. That was dumb. Well, it wasn't that I knew that was gonna happen, but I'm gonna have to like clip that. Somebody gonna try to take my product key. Not y'all, but you know, the peoples. Yes, it's Studio 16. Did all that to just say yes, Jayon. It is 6. If you're doing any video editing, they added some features that might be cool to you. But which is how I composed for the Missing Keys competition. You know what? I don't think I checked my email. So I don't know if I won one of those. I didn't win yesterday. Even though, of course, I would tell you my beat was the best. You heard my track. You saw there were changes. It responded to the mood set and the actual content the spoken word artist was talking about. But I don't really think that they listened to 1,500 submissions. It said during the stream, because I watched the stream, Roland, I think, said it was 1,500. No, actually, I mean, I know they said that because someone said it was 5,000. And there weren't 5,000 submissions. It was 1,500 that they clocked. And if that's the case, that means that was 4,500 minutes that they had to listen to. And I don't know whose job it was and how many people split between, but I don't think that they listened to all of those tracks. If you ask me, that's my opinion. It's not a fact. I didn't try to prove it yet. I don't have any evidence. But if I know humans and I know companies, yeah, they ain't listening to all those tracks. I probably sent mine in like the 3rd week, I think. I think I came back from vacation and then sent mine in, if I remember correctly. So yeah, third or 4th week, beginning of 4th week. But I know when I sat down to do it, it was after they already listed. Yeah, I probably sent it 4th week because they did like one video per week. And I remember seeing 3 different weeks that they had a video saying, here were some of our favorites. And you know, some of the people that I heard, they did cool. The person who had the best track on their stream was number 4. That cat's name was Max something. But you can check the stream out, Plugin Boutique. It was torturous. Yo, watching the judges. I mean, because I forget the dude's name right now. Guy from Plugin Boutique who normally does their streams. He was saying, like, these are the favorites, and you know, these are the picks. Telling the judges, you know, give feedback, and like each track, it was James Blake and James Smith. They said. Yeah, that's not my favorite. You know, like they did not like any of the tracks. They didn't like any of them. They liked 1 or 2 cool things that happened. The person who had the 5th submission, the 5th favorite, he didn't even use drums, and it was more like drones. He used the Rhodes to produce like these drones, as if it was a moody film score, which I don't have a problem with. But given that they're trying to sell Rhodes, that is not what I would have done, or if I was the company selecting an artist's submission, I would not put that up under the spoken word artist. Those two things didn't match. Even though the spoken word artist liked that one the most, because he was like, what did he say? He said something defiant in the, you know what? Because I'm me, I'll just play it. I'll play mine. You can hear the words, and then you can also hear what I did, which I thought was really dope. How about that?
What's in a name? What if you could reclaim your name, shine light on an old flame, let sparks fly and get back in the game again? You even begin to pretend that old name still has the same domain? Yeah, can you branch out with a new tribe and still stick with the pack? Can we sustain the same vibe knowing we can never go back? Can you retain that singular train track vision, whilst everything you thought made you is stripped away and glossed over with pristine precision? We want it the old way, but we're craving the upgrade, an update that can accommodate our music is now made. The kids today, hey, they're forging their own wave, a new take on the way that every same old note's played. Cause they retain the essence, they focus, they listen, and they know the only lesson that truly matters is that sound itself has no discipline. We're all just standing on the shoulders of giants, we're all just trying to please our clients. Yeah, we're all logos and brands, cap locks and ampersands, but quietly we're quite defiant, cause we know what we're doing with our heart, head and hands. We're all beholden to the factory line, but if the hand that holds the hammer's mine, then the hammer hits different. A hammer to the head from the heart is just fine. You've heard it all before, yeah? But somehow this sounds better. Are you smitten? It's like a pillow being pummeled by a piston, like a panther with its pants down, purring like a kitten. White keys, black keys, red bricks. Same dog, old skin, new tricks. The sound of the click when the pedal lifts, needles drift into the red like the gift of hot licks. It sounds just the way it always did, just the way that it's supposed to. But we don't let the notion of progress become the ghost that we play host to. Cause we're classic, still at it like the golden years, and still we aren't beholden solely to the old ideas. And speaking of soul, if you're gonna sell yours, you may as well sell soul. So without offending any competing parties, as far as electric pianos go, all roads lead to roads, and roads is where the heart is. Now you know.
That was my submission. Like I said, in my opinion, I liked it and I thought it fit as far as being a music track that represents the roads and then could work for a commercial, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. What do I know? I just make, I make beats in my home. So speaking of beats, like I said, I was just getting on here to show how to take one idea and flesh it out. And it's like, if I was to say that everything I did always fit the track, I'd be lying. I like just throwing something up. It's an idea. It doesn't have to work, but all ideas count. They're all important because some of those ideas that don't work take me to an idea that works. So now that I got the meat and potatoes, as they say, I got my chords, I got a nice little melody, and I have my drums and bass giving us the rhythm. All I need to do is add a little something, something on top, right? So what I like to do is, y'all might have heard me use this term before. I like to add butterflies, right? So let's say the track sounds good. It has its bass layer. It's good music. What I would then do is add what I like to call like little flutters and also add texture. So you could hear in the beginning of that track, I just played my submission for missing keys. There's city noise in it. So like you can add Foley or you can add ambiance with natural recordings of running streams, traffic, kids playing. But I also like really light sounds like that, which is more or less an accent of the melody that's there in most times when I use it. So let's look at adding little chimes like that, right? This is a glockenspiel, but it has mad reverb behind it, as you can hear, right? I'm gonna show you again, and really, I'm not getting a check from these cats, but I've been playing with a lot of the instruments that they have lately. And was this updated? I don't remember that happening when you stretched it out. Anyway, it's just a glockenspiel with like I said, tons of reverb. So see delay, and that shimmer reverb that I love so much. finding like what type of effect I want. Sometimes I'll do some quick little arpeggio or something like that. A lot of times I do like to add a small extra oomph to the beginning of the chords. Like that's nice and spread out. But I like to just go off a feeling. Like I said, no idea is gonna hurt. Did I? Never mind. You just didn't record. You didn't. No, I'm on the wrong one. And stop. Don't cut it. And it looks like you didn't record it. Yeah, see? Yeah, it looks like that because that's what happened. So Studio One's been doing this thing. I'm about to throw shade right quick. The DAW, for whatever reason, like if I'm recording, it'll jump to a track that wasn't armed or that I wasn't recording on, which I've begun to really dislike. Like, why would they put my if I'm on the Glock, why would they put me on the Rhodes? Like, you saw that just happen. Anyway, it's not enough to maybe stop using it and go learn live, but whatever. Is that loud enough? Maybe it's not. I want to hear the verb after it. Since it's so high and bright, it's hard to. There would work. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. Got the idea out. Then you come down to arrangement. But that's beyond the scope of this video right now. Arranging and mixing is something I can pick up in another video. If you like what you saw, stay tuned. You can see all of my information in the description. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, and all that jazz. I appreciate you joining the Black Magic Lab today. It's your man, Science Fiction. you enjoy the rest of your day. And keep making magic. Peace.